Ranking Member, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. There is a stark choice to be made. There is no question about it, as I'm quoting from the gentleman from California. Mr. Chairman, this is the stark choice. Look at this. This is what you tried to do to the American people after Bill Clinton left office. During his term, 21 million jobs were created. Then the next 8 years, when we dropped the tax rate down from 39.6 to 35% for those most affluent, we didn't gain anything. In fact, we lost 463,000 jobs. You want to try this again? We're not going to try it again. You want to talk about debt on arrival? Those are your words. This is debt on arrival. I rise in strong opposition to this budget. Forget about the trillions of dollars worth of cuts to programs that help people with low or moderate incomes. Forget about the tax increases that hit the middle class, working poor, so that some millionaires and billionaires can squeeze a little more from the stone. Forget about repealing Obamacare for the 56th time, taking affordable health care out of the hands of 16 million Americans, leaving them with nothing and not having the guts to tell them what's going on. Forget about all of that. The fundamental problem with this document is that even with all the draconian spending cuts and with all the tax increases I just described, at the end of the day, it still doesn't balance, as the ranking man just a few moments ago said over and over again. In fact, Mr. Ranking Man, it's not even close. This budget, while calling for the complete and total repeal of the Affordable Health Care Act, continues to assume that the law's $2 million revenue increases and Medicare savings, it assumes that. We'll do away with the bill, but we'll keep the money. I don't know other way to put it. When we get to taxes, the budget assumes that revenues remain unchanged for the current law. Yet you yourself, Mr. Chairman, I have a great deal of respect for you, Doctor. You stated explicitly, through the chair, that you don't think we should be using the current law baseline. I mean, you said that. I didn't. Last Congress, we passed $956 billion in unpaid for tax breaks. You all voted for that. They weren't assumed in the current law baseline. This year, we've already passed $100 billion in unpaid for tax cuts. Where's this money coming from? We are the tax and spend Democrats. You folks know better than that. $200 billion.
I yield another 30 seconds to the gentleman from New Jersey.
Thank you. $200 billion more have been reported out of Ways and Means. And tomorrow we're going to report out another $300 billion tax cut for Paris Hilton and Ivanka Trump and others fortunate enough to be left a nice inheritance. That's what you're going to do tomorrow. My friend, the chairman, might just be assuming that your majority will surely pass a $1 trillion tax increase to offset these unpaid for tax breaks and abide by his budget's revenue assumptions. Mr. Speaker, I urge a no vote for this budget. It's simply not worth the paper it's printed on. And I yield back.
The gentleman's time's expired. Members are reminded to direct their remarks to the chair and not to other members of the body. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Georgia.
I thank the chair.